Flo.
And I'm Key.
And this is Low Key Concepts. As you can see, we have our OMTech Polar here. This video, we are going to get into the unboxing, installing, and all the issues
Some
that
of
we
the issues
ran
we
into.
had, and just our overall experience. So join us.
We were so excited to finally get our OMTech laser. This box was huge, and this laser is every bit of the 100 pounds that it says it is. It was very heavy, and this lid was actually really hard to get off. We found the best route was to take a hammer and a flathead screwdriver, and that's just what we used to get it open. It took a lot of teamwork, and it took a lot of time. But eventually we were able to get the box open, get this lid open, and look at our beautiful machine. That is just what it looks like as soon as you open up the box. Then my husband and my mom lifted it on the table. I'm glad this wasn't me because it looked super heavy, okay? But there it is. We were glued to the instruction manual the entire time, which makes sense because this is not the easiest machine. We wanted to make sure that we had all of the pieces that we needed to have, and we did. Luckily, we were not missing any pieces. We had everything that we needed. I wanted to show you guys these rotary axes because this threw us for a loop. According to the instructions, we thought that we had to have this piece inside the machine, but turns out, unless you're doing tumblers, you really don't have to install it, at least not right away. If you are doing tumblers, then you will need to install it. So once we figured that part out, we kind of just set aside the rotary axis and moved on. What I thought was really cool is all of the sample materials that came with this machine. We got wood, cardboard, and acrylic, and we have used almost every piece of that. These are the cords that came with it, the power cords, as well as everything that we needed for the vent. Also pay attention to this box. If you're ordering your OMTech and you see this box, put it somewhere where you can get to it easily, because more than likely you will need something out of this box. Here's an inside look at what the OMTech laser looks like. We installed this over a course of a couple of days. Overall, the process really wasn't that bad. I'll be honest with you though, this part right here was super frustrating. I don't know why I could not get that thing on. Eventually I did though. This is for the vent for the duct. Another note is that your machine will come with a remote, and don't be like us and ignore that remote. Put your batteries in that remote and use it so that you can ensure that the vent is actually working and that it actually is pushing those fumes out of your machine. After we got our machine set up, we went ahead and opened up Lightburn and got it connected. These are the power settings and the speed settings. I will talk more about that a little bit later and why that part was a little bit frustrating for us. Once everything was connected, we went ahead and did our test cut. Once we saw that everything was going the way that we wanted, of course, we were super excited. I'll be honest with you though, the excitement kind of went away after a while because not long after this, we started experiencing problems and issues. Again, more on this later. This part was also really frustrating, and this is the camera calibration. I'd literally rather do anything else but this. Another helpful hint is when you're doing your camera calibration, make sure that you have it on standard lens and not fisheye lens, like how I have it on fisheye lens right now. We had to do our camera calibration again after this. So
Now that you've watched us unbox and see a couple of the things that we've gone through, we want to actually talk about some of the issues that we've had now.
Have been quite a few, and the issues actually started within a day or two of us getting the machine.
Unfortunately.
The first thing that we had to learn the hard way is not to follow the default settings that are in Lightburn for your power and for your speed. We were doing a test cut, and this was the camera alignment test, which it's an important test to do, but we just went with whatever was the default settings and got this. That's a burn mark.
It's a burn. Can you see
Okay.
that? That's a burn. It was like a blaze burn.
It was actually kind of scary.
And really that reminds us of why they say don't ever leave the machine unattended,
Yes.
because we had a blaze in the machine.
Yes, it could have been bad. The machine is fine. We stopped it immediately once we saw the flame. So that was the first thing.
But the problem was that we just went with the settings that were
Right.
in it, not realizing that if it's going really slow and it's burning cardboard, it's going to catch on fire.
Yes. So that's the other thing. So definitely pay attention to those settings.
The power and the speed.
Yeah, and I believe that Lightburn and OMTech may have that on their website too. But it's also in the instruction manual, a guide for where your power and your speed should be for different materials. So make sure you review that. And also Google it too if you want to get another source to kind of confirm what you're thinking.
Even on the chart that they've provided that tell you what speed and what power to use, that you sometimes need to make modifications.
Right.
And so we're glad that we're a two-person team, because one of us stays at the ready to turn off the machine while the other one is operating Lightburn to do some of these
Yes.
testings and things like that. So
So that was the first thing. And once we realized that, we felt like we were kind of good to go, and we were doing more cuts, and it seemed to be working fine.
Until-
And then, we ran into a major issue that actually caused us to have to stop using the laser altogether. And
for weeks.
yes, and that issue is this here.
We kept doing it over and over again, just in disbelief. Every time it burned, every time we started a project and it ended, it would burn its way all the way back to the home position.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yes, and we had no idea why this was happening. We tried to look on YouTube to see if there was any other videos about this issue. We tried Googling it. The last thing that we did was actually join a few Facebook groups, which I'm mentioning that specifically because we found that has been a crucial part of this learning process.
Shout out to the Facebook
Yes.
groups for the OMTech Polar. It has saved us a lot of time. It's helped a lot.
If you're on Facebook, or even if you're not on Facebook, I think it'd be worth it to create an account just to join these groups, because that's where we kind of figured out that we might be having a motherboard issue. There were a few people that said they were having the same kind of thing happen to them. We finally got in with OMTech, which that was a whole other thing, which we will get to. We finally got in with them, explained the issue, took pictures, sent the pictures to them, and they said, yes, it is your motherboard. You need a new motherboard, which was kind of shocking to us because we just got this machine and now we have to replace the motherboard. So Facebook group back to the rescue, okay? And this group in particular, I think it's OMTech Polar.
For beginners or something like that.
We'll link or put the name in the description below. It was in the Facebook group that we actually got connected to somebody who said, hey, I'll walk you through this entire process for free. Okay.
And she did.
Yeah, we were on the phone with this lady from the group for almost 2 hours, and she graciously walked us through every single step of installing the motherboard, and we are so grateful
Thank
to
you
her.
so much.
Yes, because we were able to get it installed, which was not that bad. It wasn't that hard to install the motherboard. So we got that done, got it installed, turned on our machine, and we were no longer having the burn issue. Then we started having the autofocus issue, which we realized that our machine was not autofocusing. So it was just all messed up.
No, at this point, we did have a conversation with the tech from OMTech, and he was fantastic.
Yeah.
I have to say that despite the negative things we said in the beginning, once we got in touch with him, he was great.
Yeah.
I mean, he was willing to stay on the phone with us forever. And I think this was another 2-hour phone call.
Like a video call.
Yeah, and then at the end of the call, he said, if you have any more problems, you know, you have my email address, email me, call me, whatever, I'm here for you. So we definitely appreciate that. We had a bumpy start, but yeah, once you get to them, they're good.
We have the autofocus issue, which we were able to correct. We had to focus the laser manually, and that's just kind of how it is right now as we still kind of work through the issue. So there's a few tools that come with your laser. There's like a stair-step ladder. A ruler. I don't know why I said ladder. A stair-step ruler. So we've had to use that to kind of get it to focus. But we're, like I said, we're still working with the machine. We are by no means experts. We just wanted to give you guys an honest review, honest update of what we think about the laser so far.
So we ordered our machine on June 30th. We received it around July 11th or somewhere around that. Today is August 1st, and we really are just now to a point where we can actually use the machine. We're still having some issues here and there. We're still trying to figure things out. We're new to Lightburn, we're new to OMTech, so this is all brand new to us.
We're still very excited about all the things that we can create and make using the Polar, so still good. Just wanted to give you guys an honest review. A couple other things that we've learned too is, number one, you got to clean the lens, okay, daily, which we didn't know. And a lot of people clean their whole machine daily, which we're getting to that, but the lens we know is the most important. So,
you know, maintenance is important. I mean, this is not an inexpensive machine. We want to make sure we take care of it. So maintenance it's just like with a car. You've got to take care of it. So we do know that
we've learned.
We've also learned that we're still learning when you talk about power with the OMTech or a laser cutter, it's power. It is powerful. We have burned all the way through the wood, through the honeycomb, through to the drawer at the bottom, and still didn't cut all the way through. We did this project that it's kind of loose, but it's still not all the way through. But the drawer underneath it is like scorched, which, you know, I actually saw a post today where somebody said that's like a rite of passage, or, you know, something to be proud of.
It happens. It happens. So we've learned a lot, and like we said, we're still excited about the machine and just ready to continue to move forward and get through any other bumps or hills or what have you.
We also tried using acrylic. Some people say to work on acrylic with the paper over it, which we did this intricate detail, and with the paper still on it, it's impossible. We'll be picking off paper forever. So then we did another acrylic. This is all of our boo-boos. I don't know how well you can see this.
Another great example of figuring out how much power you might need, because it was able to engrave fine, but it did not cut through at all. So we just kept having to adjust our power and our speed, and finally.
But we kept trying, and we did this. I don't know how well you can see this. And the interesting thing about this whole thing for us, is that we're having to learn Lightburn and the OMTech. So to learn Lightburn well enough to do a design and that kind of thing was really satisfying. It was very exciting. This whole process, I mean, you can tell we're really still excited. We're not discouraged at all. We're very excited. We're going to continue to share our journey with you. We also have other machines. So we've got a Cricut. We also do DTF transfers for t-shirts and things like that. We do a lot of things. So we're going to be sharing all of those things with you. As an OMTech user, we are able to offer a slight discount. So we're going to leave the link for the code, the information for the code in the comments. So if you don't have an OMTech Polar, or you're interested in getting one, go ahead and use our code. I think we get a little bit of a something incentive for that. It won't be much, I'm sure, but we'd appreciate it if you do that.
Yes, so thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel.
Set your notifications, because we've got more videos coming. She's low.
And she's key.
We are low key concepts.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.